Good morning, guys. This is Alan, and this is going to be our final YouTube lesson together. I will be continuing mentorship with my students, but today I'm going to teach you guys kind of my script on reading the charts. Okay, so there's not going to be a lot of chart work today. It's going to be more about me speaking to you guys, and I'm going to show you guys on the charts a little bit, but majority of the time is going to be me reading off my trading plan to you guys. Okay, so let's get started. So first thing you do, right, like I said multiple times, just label out your new day opens. Okay, very, very simple. And voila. All right, let's do right. Yeah, it's fine. So I'm read out to you guys. Okay, so this is all from ICT. I'm going to show you guys exactly what ICT wants to see on each days. So on Monday, ICT wants it to create a small range so we can trade from. Okay, and Monday is a majority of the time it will create a weekly high or weekly low if expands greatly. So let's say this expansion lower. Let's measure this expansion right here. Right, basically from this is about a 70 pip expansion, right? Let me show you again. This is about a 70 pip expansion here. Oh, what the heck? Yeah, 70 pip expansion. Okay. About 68, 70 pip expansion. Okay. And what I have written down for my, my trading plan, Monday, I wanted to create a small range, right? Or if it expands greatly, that will likely create the weekly high or low. As you see, we see this expansion lower. This is the weekly low. No guarantee, no question about it. This is the weekly low. This is the lowest it's ever been this week. All right. Every time prices continue going higher, this has not nowhere close touching it. Okay. So we have that. And then we have Tuesday, right? We have the typical action day. Tuesday and Wednesday are the action days. Okay, that's what we want. That's what I like to call it, the action days. So these are where the trading happens, right? And these are the days I send out my trade, the most. I don't really send out Monday trades because Monday trades, you'll know what's going to happen. We want to see it to establish what we see for the week, right? Tuesday and Wednesday can create the weekly high, right? Like the high of the week or low of the week. Okay. However, we go back to, like I said, Monday create the weekly low already. We're not looking for a weekly high anymore. Does that make sense? We can see it continue just run higher, right? So Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be the runs higher. And Tuesday, Wednesday for me for this week was for it to go bullish, right? I had a trade set up on the 4-hour for the order block right here. This one right here. I wanted to see this one get tagged, take out this low, tag this, and then move higher. But this was my trade setup. Price didn't really get to it, so I wasn't able to catch any trades this week. But it's okay. We missed our entry. Nothing to worry about. It's fine, right? So delete that for now. But yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be action days. Okay, that's what I call it, action days. Okay, because we're looking for trades in these 2 days, right? You definitely could have caught something if you went on the lower time frame, but there was one potential trade I was looking at, but I was not in just because I wanted to see it go lower. So you see the Asian range right there. Pull up 15 for you guys. Asian range right here. So from 1900 New York time to 2100 is the Asian range. As soon as markets clear the Asian range low, remember what the Asian range is. Okay, it's consolidation. If there's sell side liquidity, it's going to be resting underneath that Asian range. So once it cleared the Asian range low, I was very, very tempted to go higher. However, I was sticking to my bias that I wanted to see it go lower to hit that 4-hour order block before taking my entry. It was like right here, just a little bit lower, but it didn't get to it. So I'm not complaining. It didn't work. It didn't happen. So didn't take that trade. But Tuesday, Wednesday are the best days for you to trade. Okay, the best days for you to trade, and the best session is obviously New York session. Okay, London already made its move. Okay, so when London makes its move, you could look for retracements in New York to get back in. All right, but as you can see, when London happened, it kind of just did a little Judas, higher, drop lower, and then this is where you'll be entering your trade for New York, right? Like you'll be trying to get in buys here. As soon as buys goes higher, you just as soon as 11 o'clock right here, you see 11 o'clock. As soon as it hits 11, you close your trade. Okay, so this trade here will be your entry, right? So you're taking sell side liquidity out, but this would be your trade basically right here, right? It goes in this order block here, right? And that will be your trade for the week potentially, right? But yeah, this would be your trade here. As soon as you enter here, not long position here, you enter in basically in this order block here. All right, stop loss resting underneath that OB. Right. And then as soon as it hits 11 or target this high here, you're out of the trade. Very, very simple trade. Straightforward. There's no, nothing crazy about it, but that would be your trade. Okay. But going through it, we are talking about Tuesday and Wednesday. Those are your action days. Those are trades. Those are the days you want to take trades. Okay. And then Thursday, which is, today, it can potentially reverse on Thursday. So we look maybe for reversals on Thursday, right? Let's say it's been bullish all week. We might look for some reversal trading on Thursday to go lower, right? To fill in some gaps, fill in some inefficiency, right? However, like I said, Thursday is a good day for reversal because I showed you guys this a lot of times already. Fair value gap right here, boom, filled it already. Where did it go into? Bearish order block. Very, very simple, confluent. It all comes together, right? On Thursday, potentially reversing because order block up there, fair value gap filled. We can see it go lower, right? As soon as it traces high, we just continue dropping. And that's Thursday, right? And lastly, we have Friday, right? Which is, of course, a no trading day, but I'm still going to show you guys what it does. Friday, it typically creates small ranges, okay, to end the week. Okay, it creates consolidation for the new week. Does that make sense? So it creates consolidation and then it'll close the week, right? As soon as it closes the week is done, right? Look on to next week to see what we can get. Does that make sense? All right. So these are what it usually does during the days. Okay. So I want you guys to go back in your charts, start looking at what days does what, and you can start seeing like, hey, as soon as this drops lower or comes higher, you can be like, hey, that might be the weekly high. I'm gonna just take a short here, maybe risk a small lot, and if it just continues rounding, because think about it, if you just catch a buy here, a very, very small buy, right? And obviously, if it continues going lower, then you might be wrong. But as like, for example, let's say you caught this buy, like, hey, you saw it break down, you're like, hey, I'm gonna take this buy here, right? And you're just taking a small position because you're trying to catch the weekly range, right? You're like, hey, I see it going bullish. I take a buy in this down candle here and these down candles here, and I'm just gonna hold on to it. Just hold on to this buy throughout the week. Obviously, you'll be paying a lot of fees to your broker, but in return, you're like catching almost close to 200 pips, right? Very, very solid if you were able to do that. But like I said, for me, I don't do that personally. I just catch my trades when I went to the market at my New York or London time, right? So the setups you guys should use. Okay, these are setups I use personally. So I'm sharing everything I got with you guys. I'm not, holding anything back. I'm not trying to be like, oh no, you don't get this. But all I see setups I use, these are the most common ones. All right, so we have breakers. Okay, you already know what a breaker setup is. I taught this before on my channel. The thing I want you guys to remember is to make sure the breaker takes out significant high or low. It has to take out a higher low in order to be classified as a breaker. Okay. Second one, trade stop runs. Okay, liquidity above or below. There's a liquidity pool above or below. We as soon as the price runs those, we just take a sell or take a buy, and continue going lower or higher, right? And I want you guys to know something. Trading stop runs, you have to make sure there's no fair value gap or imbalance above or below that liquidity pool. Okay, so there's equal highs here. it takes it out, I want to make sure there's no liquidity pool above it, right? As soon as it takes this out, short lower. Very, very simple trade setup, right? I'm just kind of going a little brief. I teach my, these personal trade setups in my mentorship. So if you guys are interested in that, go DM me on Instagram. But there's another one. It's trading from liquidity to liquidity. Trade from liquidity. Basically, you're buying into sell side, like what you're buying when it hits sell side liquidity, and you're selling when it takes out buy side liquidity. So you're basically trading both sides of the market. If you want to learn that, like I said, you don't need to. Everything I've taught you here should be more than enough to make you money in the market. But if you guys are like, hey, I really want to learn this, DMs on Instagram. Any other question you guys have, DM on Instagram. Okay. Last kind of trade setup I use is trading short-term highs and lows. Okay. So short-term liquidity, basically for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, short-term liquidity, just taking when it takes out a higher or low, which is looking for it to continue going higher or lower, right? Very, very simple. Like I said, I'll show you guys more for the mentorship students in my training, but those are the 4 I use majority of the time: breakers, stop runs, liquidity, and trading short-term highs and lows. Okay, very, very simple. Okay, and that should wrap up this video. I just kind of wanted to give you guys the whole gist of it. I taught you guys, how to read price already. I wanted to give you guys this last piece to help you guys, push, really give you guys a good push, for you guys to be able to flap your wings, right? Fly amongst us. And as like I said, the more you flap those wings, the more experience you build, the better trader you're going to get. Okay. So that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.